My name's Belle Dimby, and I am a makeup aficionado. I'm a fashion student in college, and I'm really just doing this because I have some strong views on things. This will be a safe space for anything that I talk about. All opinions are valid, no matter what they are. Hopefully I will have a website where we can all discuss the topics that I talk about. That way we can learn from each other and our different experiences. More things about me. I'm from Detroit, which is like kind of weird, I guess, because I don't look like a girl from Detroit. I've gotten that before, which is very funny. I don't know what girls from Detroit are supposed to look like. Yeah, I'm a pretty weird person. We'll probably get to know my personality more than I do these. And I'll really just be reviewing different products and how I feel about them. Obviously, because I won't be sponsored from anybody, because I'm new to this entire thing. It will be my true opinion of everything. I know it's hard to find makeup products for brown girls, girls with those different skin tones. I have other friends that also have a YouTube channel, skin types as well. We'll talk about foundation, eyes, lips, skincare, and we'll talk about clothing because, like I said, I am a fashion major at my college, which is Columbia College, by the way. Very good school. But yeah, we'll talk about that and where you can find great prices for the looks that you're looking for. We'll talk about all the different trends that are happening and how we feel about them. If we even believe in the trends in magazines. That's a whole other video, probably. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this. I'm new to this and you guys are new to me, and hopefully this will become a really good relationship with all of you that watch this. I hope you enjoy it. When I say relationships, I don't just mean romantic relationships. I mean even friend relationships or even acquaintances. We're all influencing each other, and whether that be positive or negative, it is our job to learn from it and move on and evolve into the person that we want to be. One thing that I kind of want to delve into, because I feel like it'll help possibly someone else, I have trust issues, and my trust issues stem from having a bad relationship where I was constantly lied to, I was manipulated, and all those different things with those relationships with people. So now, whenever I try to build a new relationship, I'm sort of stepping on eggshells. I don't know what to say or what not to say. And I'm saying all of this because now, becoming an adult and being in college, which is very much an adult setting, you learn to be secure in who you are and how to confront other people and how to evaluate other people and know what to say and what not to say. I found myself with being in college that I know more. And when I say I know more, I don't mean I know more about the field that I'm going into. I mean I know more about myself than I did when I was in middle school than I did when I was in high school. I didn't know that I was someone who could turn on a switch of being professional and being who I am. I didn't know that I could mash those two things together and go throughout my daily life talking to people. It's all in the evolution of us becoming adults. Relationships in college are a very taboo thing now for some reason. I am in the year 2020. I'm a freshman in college. So most of the people that are in my year are kind of like, oh, I don't want to start a relationship. You know, that's kind of a dumb concept because it's my first year. You know, I want to have fun, which I agree with, by the way. But you're in such a setting where you're meeting different people, you're seeing what you're into that you didn't even know existed, you're finding different things about yourself and about others. So you're still evolving. And if you are one of the lucky ones to find someone, I applaud you and I hope that it goes well. But it's really weird. Like, everyone in college is just like, I don't want to do that. I want to be out here with hoes. I want to keep all of this and I want to do that. And it's sometimes, you know, I don't know whether it's just me being a female, where it's like, I kind of want a relationship, you know. But see, I'm a different kind of person. I have moods where I'm like, I want companionship. And then I have other moods where I'm like, nah, fuck niggas, I'm straight, on that idea right there. So I think it really just depends on like the type of person you are. And I'm saying all of this to say that when you come to a point in your life where you feel like you want a relationship with someone, talk about it. Talk about how you want things to develop. Talk about if you are ready for a relationship. Talk about how you feel about relationships. I feel like one of the things that we often miss when we're building these friendships and acquaintances, like romantic relationships, is talking. We don't talk about any of the important hard topics. We don't really want to talk about our feelings. We don't want to talk about the last sexual activity that you had. We don't want to talk about any of those deep things because we're too scared of how the other person will react to that, which I understand. But wouldn't you want to be someone who is wholeheartedly in it, in the relationship, who knows everything about it, who knows that the other person feels the same way, who knows that you're going to be safe having sex with this other person? Talking is something we often miss, and I hope that with this video someone sees it and goes, yeah, I need to do that. I want more people to realize that talking is not something that is difficult. It's not something that should be a taboo. I was raised in a family where no subject was a we can't talk about that subject. Everything was, oh, if I have a question about my body, I'm going to talk about it. If I have a question about some situation that I'm in that may sound weird at first, I'm going to talk about it. These relationships that we build should have that foundation. They should have not only trust, they should have that openness, that honesty for however the relationship goes. And I feel like hopefully with this knowledge and with my point of views on this, other people will agree and start to make those changes and become more knowledgeable with their significant other, with their new best friend, living that with anybody and talking to that person. As well with talking, when you get to that point with someone, you should have that trust and that honesty and that openness as your foundation when you reach that level. All of this to say, relationships are not always balanced. They are not always the best. They are not always the worst either. It's really on how you approach things. When we have our relationships with people, we should remember that we're always influencing each other as humans, whether it is positive or negative, and we learn from that. And I feel like a lot of people, when they're in relationships, they really hold those grudges and they don't think about those things like, oh, this person did something horrible to me, so I should never feel that way about them ever again, or that to hold a grudge against them. But grudges aren't something that you should encourage, and if you have a friend that is going through something like that, you shouldn't encourage that either. Because what's the point in holding on to so much negativity when you can just love it all in and breathe it all out and move on in a positive, healthier way? I've suffered from different things in my life because of that. I am recovering of depression and suicidal thoughts because of bad relationships. But as I look back on those things that have happened to me, I know now that it was all for a reason, and it shows how strong I am. And instead of being like, oh, I can never talk to this person again in my life because they did this to me, or I can't talk to this person, or we can't be friends because this person is friends with them. Instead of feeling like that, I feel more like they should go on with their life, because we all go through different things, and they probably didn't mean what they did, but it happened, and hopefully with the course of their life they learn that what they did was wrong, and that they apologize for it, and they move on and become a better person. We all go through trials and tribulations of different degrees, and whether we're the actor who is performing those things or we are the one who are receiving those things, it's still a learning process. Life is still a learning process. We're all flowers, and some of us take more time to bloom. And when I say that, it means that when we have those issues and we feel like we can't move on, we're still just a little bud. We haven't blossomed yet. We haven't had that moment where we're like, okay, this is okay, we can move on and be better. We haven't had that yet, and that happens at different times for different people. I just really wanted to talk about that because it's sometimes hard for me to remember that. I sometimes find triggers in my normal life, and it's hard to move on and keep going. But it's just, you have to remember the track that you've been on. Continue to go. To grow, not go. Continue to grow. So, yeah. I just want you guys to remember that and to stay positive every day. Even though it may seem hard, life opens up when you do. So, yeah, I hope you guys remember that. Love you guys. And be wonderful. Never forget the flower that you are. Bye. Is this thing on? Is it working? Oh, okay. Relationships is what we're talking about. And while we're talking about that, I have glasses on. You see a gleam, don't ya? You see the gleam in my eye? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay.
Well, you're already editing parts out of your headphones.
I don't know if I brought them down with
Okay,
me.
that's not what around the program. I was thinking Advil.
I was thinking Advil.
I'm Eliza and Peggy, the Skylar sisters. We're looking for my network. Hey, ha, ha, in the greatest city in the world.
For all you Hamilton fans.
Shit, was that recording? Oh my
It
God,
was.
No.
For all you Hamilton fans, I hope you enjoyed that
Worse.
from my friends. I'll also link all of my social media links down below. We'll also get to know each other more from that. I feel like my life is something that should be shared because all the things that I go through and the things that I do are kind of